Hey everybody, welcome back to No Jumper News. It's Adam22 here with your man AD. Let's get right into these stories. All right. AP Bari's controversial statements calling out down low dudes that secretly have sex with men while still dating women has caused quite a stir on social media. AP Bari hopped on his Instagram story and decided to share his thoughts on down low men for the world to see. Y'all females better watch out from these low-key gay Y'all better stop going through texts and start looking at they Pornhub. LOL. Fucking girls and guys was never cool, he wrote on his story. He continued, I love gay people, by the way. I hate low-key gay who deal with females but on the low date guys. Stay true to yourself and others. Bari's remarks have raised a few eyebrows considering he was recently spotted attending Paris Fashion Week alongside Pharrell Williams, Kanye West, Gunna, and Julia Fox at the start of the week. What did Instagram influencer AP Bari experience at Paris Fashion Week that made him post this, one user tweeted. While many of his supporters seemed to agree with his words, others were upset about his comments, sparking some outrage. Damn, he just said, fuck you, bisexual, tweeted another person along with a crying face emoji. On the real, something is wrong with this man. Some social media users even brought up Bari's sexual assault case from 3 years ago. In January 2019, Bari pleaded guilty to 1 count of sexual assault. That case stemmed from a video that surfaced online in July of 2017, which purportedly featured him slapping a woman on her butt and demanding oral sex from her. Bari was arrested and charged with sexual assault in the UK, allegations he's denied. In addition to his guilty plea, Bari was also ordered to pay the victim $2,268 and was hit with a restraining order that prohibited him from ever contacting the victim. So this AP Bari thing stands out to me as a public personality and influencer being called homophobic for holding a belief that probably almost everybody watching this right now kind of agrees with. I don't think he said anything specifically against bisexual people in general. He was just making the point that he doesn't appreciate guys who are deceptive with their sexuality. You know, I know this is kind of controversial, but I think if a woman is dating a guy, it's pretty within her rights to be able to ask him, you know, are you active with men as well? And I don't know. I don't really see why it would be controversial for him to make that statement. He didn't say anything about hating gay people. I don't think a reasonable gay person who read that statement would think that he was some homophobic monster or anything like that. I don't know. It seems like kind of like fake outrage to me.
Man, listen, it's 2022. If you're gay, be gay. You can live free. Do what the fuck you want to do when it comes down to that. There's nothing wrong with what Bari said. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Don't string a woman along if you don't like women to try to show face and shit like that. That shit is not right.
But he's talking about dudes who like women, who are willing to have sex with women, but then hide the fact that on the DL, they're fucking dudes. Now, I think the one thing that people get offended by with this is that they think that a gay man has a much, much higher chance of having AIDS. So therefore, he might be putting the woman at an increased risk. I mean, I do think that that's probably a fact that gay people have a higher risk of getting AIDS. So I don't really know why that would be considered offensive either, even though realistically, it's probably so unlikely that it does seem like kind of a weird thing to base this argument on.
But see, we call down low men, we don't call them bisexual because they really don't like the woman. They really like men, but they are afraid to come out. So they mess with a woman to show face when it comes down to that. So I'm saying in 2022, you don't have to do that no more.
That's some grimy shit right there.
That's grimy.
You're using the girl not for sex. That's okay. You can use a woman for sex.
You don't want people to know that you're
use her
gay.
For clout, to misrepresent yourself as a heterosexual person, that's a little funky.
And there's like a lot of like crazy gang members who like men, you know what I mean? And are afraid. No, nigga, you. No, but are afraid to come out because, you know, they don't want their reputation to go down. They're going to be looked at differently in the street world and stuff like that. So they will fuck with women to show face. That shit is wrong.
If me or AD were gay,
no,
we would be
gay.
on Front Street with the rainbow flag back and forth. I'd be on the front of the fucking parade. Let's just say that. We're not, but if we were, we'd be on Front Street with it.
Next story. The Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program, aka D.A.R.E program, is calling out HBO's hit show Euphoria for its depiction of drug use, sex, and violence. TMZ reports that D.A.R.E, which first launched in the 80s amid the so-called war on drugs, said the series glamorizes substance abuse. Rather than furthering each parent's desire to keep their children safe from potentially horrific consequences of drug abuse and other high-risk behavior, HBO's television drama Euphoria chose to misguidedly glorify and erroneously depict high school student drug use, addiction, anonymous sex, violence, and other destructive behaviors are common and widespread in today's world, D.A.R.E said in a statement. The organization, which advocates for a zero-tolerance policy on drugs, said it would like to consult with the representatives of the show to present its concerns. It's unfortunate that HBO's social media, television program reviewers, and paid advertising have chosen to refer to the show as groundbreaking, rather than recognize the potential negative consequences on school-age children who today face unparalleled risk and mental health challenges, the statement says. Euphoria was premiered in 2019 and is in its second season following Rue, played by Zendaya, a high school student struggling with addiction amid relationships, friendships, and home life. Zendaya is notably an executive producer on the series with Drake and others. The premiere episode of season 2, for example, features Zendaya's character Rue overdosing. Ahead of the second season, she posted a statement on her Instagram warning viewers that the show could trigger some and empathize that is for mature audiences. I know I said this before, but I don't want to reiterate to anyone that Euphoria is for mature audiences. This season may be even more so than the last. It's deeply emotional and deals with subject matter that can be triggering and difficult to watch.
You and me are both big fans of Euphoria.
Super.
Very, very great show. I love it. I think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think D.A.R.E has officially become a bunch of stupid-ass clout chasers because this show does not glamorize drugs. If anything, I feel like it makes it pretty clear that doing fentanyl at a high school party is no way to live. I don't think Zendaya seems very happy as she's doing all these drugs and everything. I think that if anything, you look at the characters who aren't all fucked up on drugs and they're clearly the happier people on the show. I think the show is depicting, you know, what high school is actually like for a lot of people. It might not be pretty, but this is reality for a lot of people.
Fuck D.A.R.E. Fuck you. No, that show was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen no shit like that before. I didn't even know what fentanyl was until I watched this show. And it made me like, hey, you know, my younger people's still clear of that shit, like when it comes down to it. But nah, that show is amazing, man. And I feel like the things that they deal with on that show is what all the kids are going through right now. Mental health issues, drug addiction, sex, identity. It's a lot of identity crisis on there and stuff too. So, and not even just for the kids. Like you can see in the new season, the adults, you know, they showing their backstory and what they're going through when it comes down to identity and stuff as well. So, yeah, it's messed up.
I think it's a great show, though, and I think D.A.R.E is just clout chasing. They're trying to insert themselves into the conversation. This show's great. It's high-end shit. It's artsy shit. It's not for everybody. It's not for children. If I had a 16-year-old daughter, I wouldn't want her to be watching Euphoria right now.
No.
Maybe when you grow up a little bit, maybe as a cautionary tale, like, hey, this is the fucked up shit that people start doing at a certain point. You don't want to get involved with this. But, yeah, I think it's ridiculous that D.A.R.E is trying to silence great art.
Fuck Smokey the Bear, too.
Oh, God. YouTube, do us a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe, and then go subscribe to the No Jumper Clips channel for more heat. Appreciate y'all.